because you know is we can again not getting into politics or stuff, but we can talk all day about like what platforms are collect the most data around people. It's not TikTok. It just had to be partially owned by a foreign country. It's
Right.
Facebook. And who's
Yep.
putting most of the propaganda, resources to like uh, go after TikTok? It's Facebook. Facebook collects more data on any of us, right? And so that's facts. We can go look it up. That's facts, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if Vine would exist today, the conversation would be different. It would be Vine versus TikTok, or TikTok trying to catch up with Vine. If Vine would have stayed, I believe, stayed independent and funded, or still got acquired by Twitter. But hey, y'all do your thing over there. Like, let them cook. Gotta say, let them cook.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you share your insight on that Vine. I completely forgot about Vine.
Told you, man, I'm
Mm,
old, man. I'm old.
yeah. Now I remember Vine. I think what was I? I'm trying to think. Was I in the bay at that time?
I think so.
I think I was. Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
was. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Um.
yeah.
So you do. So how did y'all land the CNN special?
Oh man.
Because I'm because you all did the second one because it was Black in America, and then it was Black in America 2, and that's when you all came in.
Oh, if there was a Black America too, I wasn't a part of it.
No, I think it because I remember it was Black in America, and then it was like this we're going to do Black in America in Silicon Valley.
So Black in America was Soledad O'Brien's show on CNN. That was her show. And then when CNN heard that we were doing the startup house in Mountain View, then they contacted us and said, "Will y'all be filmed for this documentary, especially one called Black in America, Silicon Valley? And we're gonna send the camera crews, we're gonna record y'all, blah blah blah, right?" And so we did it. It aired, and it aired with basically saying that okay, uh, try to give a narrative around like, are these eight individuals who live in a house, are they gonna go and raise $1 million for Silicon Valley and all that sort of stuff? Because the numbers were so bad around like, and still are,
Still
around
are.
the lack of venture capital funding for underrepresented founders. And so the documentaries aired, it ended, but the program went on to continue, like New Me. That was cohort one. There was a mix up. There was a lot of lessons learned. We didn't know what we was doing at the time. Angela jumped in like, oh, initially we are gonna run this accelerator and do our own startups. We started the program was like, we just need to run the accelerator. But for camera purposes and for documentary purpose, we also had to pitch our startup, right? Because it was like, you know, eight of us in the house was not doing startups, but who's running the program? So that was like a big like behind the scenes. There was so much behind the scenes stuff people don't know. Um, and then also one of my mentors were in the program, Hank Williams, who's no longer with us. And Hank, you know
Mhm.
how you talking about me? Hank was that guy for me, but he was that guy who I looked up to. He was in New York. He was one of the very first uh, black individuals to raise like $40 million for tech, to raise $1 million for a tech startup. He raised like something like $40 million. And we used to give him shit for it. We used to like, Hank, like, what are you doing to start for? You all the millions, where the money go, right? We used to like joke from.
Yeah.
But he was smart. He had a blog called Silicon Alley, where he was in New York, and he talked about the black tech ecosystem in New York and also this tech in New York. And he was the guy who I looked up to and inspired me. And it was like him, Barry Tunde Thurston, and Rodney Williams. Then we had Lynn Johnson, who was the very first like tech community manager, and for Black Web 2.0, right? Like there was a lot of people, who were like my mentors and involved in like that documentary happening behind the scenes. And so we had a demo day. They showed the documentary, and then Angela had to make some tough choices, like in terms of Like that's when we both decided to move to San Francisco, run the program, and then you know, like any startup thing, you got some final disagreements, and you know, you work it out, you don't, and then I left, and then Angela, we don't continue to run the program, and I went on to do some more startup things.
Mm. Do you do you do you think that documentary actually helped Black people in tech or get more Black people in tech?
Yes, yes. I literally like, you know, I'll probably say there've been hundreds of individuals over the years, Black people, who will be like, I saw a documentary, now I'm getting into tech. Like hundreds. And I mean, Air don't see there was millions of people watching. So these are the people I met when I would like go to conferences, South by Southwest or other events in New York and Web 2.0 and all that. But I literally have hundreds of people tell me that they saw the documentary and they got into tech. And those are the people who I had a fortunate time to
Meeting.
connect with, fortunate to meet. Um, and uh, because before that documentary in 2011, we didn't see Black people, like not celebrities, not remember what TV show may have been out. Like, you know, we had Different World, we had, you know, Cosby, we had you
Living
know,
color.
whatever show, Living Color. We had TV shows, right? We showed someone maybe in computer stuff, but not before the documentary did we see Black and brown people who were everyday people trying to do a tech startup in Silicon Valley, because it was not how we were taught in terms of seeking career, job, life opportunities,
Right.
right? And we weren't taught this way of capitalism of thinking. We weren't exposed to it, right? Of that, oh, you network, you might experience some pattern matching, some more racism, some more bias, some more whatever. But if you network, you work hard. Yes, you bust your ass. You work hard. You can speak the language. You know your stuff, and you build an app, build a team. You have a tech idea. You present it the way that they used to see it presented. That's key. That's what we're talking about pattern match on it. Present it in the way they investors in Silicon Valley, Bay Area, and beyond are used to seeing it being pitched. Can communicate how they are used to seeing successful companies being pitched. There's an opportunity you can raise $1 million. And that's the key. Not how you think it should be done, is how they think it should be done. And if you can fit in that narrative, it can be done. And we didn't grow up on that, right? You didn't grow there. Like, go to school 4 years, go into debt, whatever, get a house, go into debt, whatever, and then all right, save your money, and then blah blah blah, retire, blah blah blah, right? And then travel. Then like that's not how. That's what we were told,
Right.
right? Right now, you got a whole other people living on a whole nother coast, living a whole nother life, doing things in a whole nother way,
Right.
having a whole other better experience than what we were exposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what was the question again?
You answered it. My question was basically, did that special help get more Black people in
Yeah,
tech? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It did.